If you've been feeling the energy shifts lately, the call to rise, to live more aligned, to step out of old survival patterns, you are not imagining it. We are in the middle of a massive, energetic, collective upgrade. It is happening on this entire beautiful planet Earth, and that is what we are going to be talking about today on Infinite You. Hello, beautiful souls. I am Dr. Sheri. I am a spiritual psychologist, an abundance mindset mentor, an intuitive empowerment coach, and a human potential catalyst. And I love, love, love talking about the energy of multidimensional mindset and how you can use it every day in your practical life to feel the flow, feel empowered, feel really freaking good, and to manifest and create your reality and jump timelines whenever you get yourself ready. I definitely do not just talk about this beautiful thing called mindset, which I love. I can't help myself. We go deeper. I help visionary, heart centered entrepreneurs, spiritual creators, purpose driven seekers align their multidimensional mindset, master their energy, and tap into the quantum field to live the life that they're meant for with flow and ease and impact, and definitely uplifting the collective consciousness. And I do want to say this before we start getting into the content in today's video. Because of this shift, this collective shift that we humans are all experiencing, I just want to say that the purpose, the meaning, the big universal, multiversal why to all of this is that we humans are here to expand, to create, to become. We are shifting the energy, the consciousness, the quantum field of all that is. We are so powerful here. Do not forget that. But today, I want to talk about ascension. What does it actually mean? A lot of people are throwing this word around right now, and a lot of people think of ascension as floating away from our three-dimensional physical reality, leaving behind the chaos, the struggle, and the density. And that's not exactly what true ascension is, because I think really, like, for as long as we are hanging out in this three-dimensional reality, it's not about leaving it behind, right? There are beautiful, amazing things about being a human being in a lower vibration physical body as we are. Um, it's not about leaving it behind. It's about like really actually leaning into it and experiencing that full expression, that multi-dimensional expression of who you are as a ridiculously powerful co-creator. So here's what my best definition of ascension really comes down to. It is about anchoring higher frequencies right here in your daily life. I just got done making a video all about like this movement, right? This multi-dimensional movement between third and fourth and fifth dimensional reality. And I will just say it again. 3D is physical, 4D is kind of intellectual and that mental energetic aspect of who you are. And then we've got that 5D, that expansive, beautiful, love-filled, high vibe, light energy of who you are as well. It's all about mind, body, and soul. I'm taking it to like a different level, talking about multidimensional mindset in this way because I feel like it's more tangible. You know who you are and what you're experiencing at the three-dimensional level of being, like in this physical world. You know about like your intellectual processes and self-awareness and becoming and all the things that you think about and possibly even ruminate on, but like the solutions that you have to, whatever. And then of course 5D energy, 5D reality, which just brings you up into like that higher expansive, like wise, all-knowing vibration, because that spiritually is where you are definitely connected. And so being in this 3D world, it is not about bypassing your human experience. It's really about upgrading how you live in it. I want to think if I have anything else to say about that. Hang on. I think that it's really, to me personally, and how I'm interpreting this whole idea of ascension, I think it's really about we're moving out of a lower vibration where, and I have definitely talked about this before, think about generational consciousness over time, right? Like, I'm not sure how old each of you are, but I know for me, like, my great grandma was born in Germany in 1883. And I'm quite sure that her experience, like coming to America in the late 1800s, and she and my great grandfather bought a 500-acre farm, and they had a lot of children. And my great grandma was like a devout Catholic, and she definitely prayed a lot. She was definitely connected to like a higher vibration and energy in her belief in God. But it didn't mean that like she didn't experience all of the realities of a three-dimensional world without, how could I say this? She didn't have the gift of awareness that I think more of us have now. And I do want to say I did another video all about our 5D visionaries that have existed across time over time. So there have been some of us that have been always tuned in. But what I'm really getting at, like that bigger picture, is that more and more and more of us are going to be tuned into this energy in a really big, beautiful, powerful way. So I think that I just wanted to bring up generations because I know in my lifetime and the conversations that I've had and the observations that I have made from great grandparents to grandparents to parents to siblings who were baby boomers, and I'm a Gen Xer, right? And now we've got millennials that are creating and seeing things in a different way, and Gen Z and Gen A, right? Like we're getting these like little subtle upgrades, but now like the big one is coming. So, why is this collective shift happening? Right now, humanity is shifting out of old survival based programming like my great grandma. We're moving out of fear. We're moving out of control. We're moving out of that feeling of being separate. And we're moving into a higher consciousness for all of us, a higher sense of unity, of collaboration, of alignment, of flow, of thinking things, and they come to us energetically in a much more powerful way. I want to say this too, but I'm going to just kind of like try to stay with like my script that I wrote earlier today. But here's the key: you don't have to wait for the world to catch up. You get to decide to align with that 5D frequency now. We're all going to be in that space, and we're all going to lean in and feel into it at different times. I went out this morning and I got a cup of coffee and pup cups for the corgis. And the coffee shop happens to be right near a high school. And so, school was in session. And I look over at the parking lot with all of, the student parking. And I was actually just shocked and amazed at all of the very expensive cars that like young people drive these days. It's amazing to me. Like, 40, 50, 60, $70,000 cars sitting in a high school parking lot. And I kind of chuckled, and I remember thinking like in high school, one of my girlfriends had like, and I didn't want to say like one of my friends, handfuls of my friends, we were driving cars from like the late 1960s. And I'm not like, okay, I'm old, but I'm like not that old. Like these cars were like 20 something years old. But I think like the bigger point that I'm making is, most of my friends back in the day whose parents were lovely enough to buy them cars, they probably were, cars that cost somewhere between like $300 and $500, right? So seeing a parking lot of, student parking at this high school in 2025 with cars that were ranging in price from like 20 grand to like even possibly 80 grand, it was just outrageous. But that's the shift, right? That's what I'm kind of getting at. It's not the same energy. So, how do you navigate this shift and welcome it with open arms without any feeling of overwhelm? Stay grounded, stay tuned in. This is not about leaving your human life behind. It's about integrating even more light, even more creativity, a bigger, more powerful, higher vibration that how could I say this? When you think about your physical self, right? Like you're kind of at a little bit of a lower vibe. And so the higher vibe that comes to you, comes from within you, you can feel it in your heart, you can feel it in your soul. You know that feeling of un unfettered, unadulterated joy. That's really what alignment is. That's really what alignment feels like. And so you're going to be feeling that even more aha moments, more epiphanies, more light, more happiness, higher vibe. You'll be attracting things to you much easier. It's just really beautiful, powerful energy. So just stay grounded in that. And know, like, if you're having an off day, and I can tell you that myself included and my tuned in spiritual friends and colleagues, they will talk about like the symptoms of this energetic upgrade because they're really tuned in. There are days you might feel a little bit wonky, and it could just be like this new energy coming to you. So, number 2, master your energy. The more intentional you are with your vibration, the easier it is to ride these waves of change and really look forward to it. I'm recording this video at the end of March in 2025. We have a very powerful solar eclipse coming into Aries. We have every planet in the zodiac changing into a different astrological sign. We just had a lunar eclipse last week, I think in Virgo. And so these bigger energies and the astrological phenomenon around them, plus this energetic upgrade, it is all huge. We are moving into what I would like to say as, an energetic rebirth in many ways for all of us in this collective. So, number 3, trust yourself. You came here for this time around. It is powerful, it is beautiful, it is expansive, it is creative, it is dynamic, it is intense but lovely. You came here for this. You're wired for this upgrade. Enjoy every moment of it and remember to participate. Align with your soul. Get clear on who you are. You don't need permission from anyone to step out, dream big, stop playing small, step into that role of the powerful co-creator, visionary, creator, whatever you are, whatever you know that you and your soul were destined for in this lifetime. Now is the time to create. And so the next time you feel the intensity of this shift, remember, you are not here to escape. You are here to embody, to be the bridge between dimensions, to live fully aligned, fully in flow, and fully you. And you can always look, I have other videos all about multidimensional mindset. And I want to bring that up right now because remember, like I said at the very beginning of this video, you are mind, body, soul. You are 3D, you are 4D, you are 5D. You are all of these energies. And when you step into that newer level of awareness about your multidimensional nature, you will be way more intentional about nurturing your vibration, about making choices that feel really, really good and empowering to you. You will be very aware of the thoughts and the beliefs and the old programming and the limits that are holding you back and keeping you down. You will be ready to release them in a really powerful, amazing way. Let them float into the ethers in this beautiful 5D energy. And if this video resonates with you, I would love a subscribe. I would love a like. I would love a comment. And tell me if you're feeling this upgrade energy happening right here, right now. Remember, you asked for it this time around, and it is super powerful. And when you step in and you surrender and you trust that beautiful flow, you will be amazed at what you will attract and what you will create. So connect, get clear, begin creating, take aligned action, and conjure the desired timeline and the reality that you are oh so ready to step into. I will see you all next time. Namaste.